other things, of course. So last question is coming up on the screen. It is there. Computer vision and virtual agents are used respectively for what? So it is a AI component, of course. What is AI definition? It was there, of course. These are all elements in the definition of AI. We learned all these things, of course. So what is the right answer? Of course, again, it's a very simple question. First one is creating interest reporting and KYC. Second is KYC and serve customers via chatbot functionality. Third is something else. Fourth is something else. Again, the answer is, of course, all of you know. You have put already in the chat box. Correct answer, of course. Second is the right answer, respectively. Computer vision is KYC norms. Virtual agents serve customers via chat box. That's the advantages of private bankers. Government banks, you have to go on, stand in the queue and open. Private banks, if you just call them, they will come to your doorstep, collect everything, xerox everything. They want to take photo, no ID, everything they will do. So that's why they have flourished vis-a-vis the government. Of course, now government banks are forthcoming because they know that they are the ones they are going to lose a job. In fact, going forward, in fact, you should be able to adapt. That's what adaptability is the key strength. Okay, not the survival of the fittest, Darwin theory. Who can adapt? Strength is not important. If you can adapt, automatically strength will come. You should be able to adopt it. Fine now. So fine, we'll go to next topic. Next, I would like to spend some time on machine learning, which is a very important element in AI. There are so many elements in AI. Somehow, because of paucity of time, etc. And again, I'm not expert. I'm not from computer science background. With whatever IBM data science professional certification, and then recently I did NASCOM, Microsoft AI, which is a wonderful. I'll be showing all those things in my readings. So please go through that. You will you will learn you'll have more hands-on on AI. Somehow I would like to touch upon a machine learning application, which is a part of AI with respect to banking. Look at this application. Here I'm talking about targeted digital marketing. See, when we say banking, don't stick to only finance space. Banking means finance, research and development, HR, okay, marketing. Again, within that, there are so many functions. It should be interdisciplinary. I should know marketing little bit when I want to develop AI, finance, etc. So here, I'm trying to help you understand how AI in that ML is a component, targeted digital marketing. Other day, we had a business update in our institution. My colleague talked about that, in fact, targeted marketing. So now, earlier we used to go and talk to everybody. Now people have become smart. So if I want to talk, for example, there is a, for example, you want to promote a particular product, okay? Say, for example, baby products. So newly married couple, you can go and talk to them. Somebody who is aged, okay, whose children are already aged, who are grown up, no point in talking about baby products. Are you following? So that's why it's called a targeted digital marketing. Retail banking division of the banking. So when they promote products, they leverage on this targeted digital marketing space. They use machine learning. They capture our behavior. When you fill the data, KYC, etc., they understand who we are, what type of people, dependents. That's why they get all the data, family, everything. So targeted digital marketing they use, of course, and of course they leverage on technology, that ML technology, in fact. And then they also capture the digital footprints. When I say digital footprints, not that, for example, we don't go to banks nowadays. You know, of course, your experience is the same as my experience. It is everybody's experience, so to speak. So digital footprints. For example, if I go to Kotak Mahindra Bank, if I surf on auto loan, they get to know there's a web page, home page. In that, there is a navigation is there. You know that where I land and where I spend most of the time. That's called a landing page. Suppose I am buying a car and I want to take a auto loan. So I go to Kotak. Somebody, my friend says, Kotak is offering a wonderful offer. Why don't you try on a Kotak? I will not go to Kotak Bank. Waste actually. And more COVID is there. I'll go to Kotak website. I'll go to home page and then I navigate the website, go to auto loan page. Then immediately machine will sense. That is called as machine learning. Then somebody like me, so they understand me. Immediately they understand where, because the location, for example, we are using smartphones, they understand the location. They know that I'm from JP Nagar, Bangalore, 560076 pin code. They talk, moment you are there in internet for 3 minutes, 3 seconds, I think, fast, of course. They understand your pin code actually, exact location. They locate your home also. So the landing page, and they understand. Suppose if I'm on the gold loan, so something I'm interested in taking gold loan. Suppose I'm on education, so that they understand, they sense that I want to, or I'm on deposits, auto sweep, FD. is there any new FD coming? So that means I got money. I want to find some newer ways of FD. And some of the top class banks where I've got all the portfolio of offerings, if I surf on mutual funds, they get to know that I'm interested in mutual fund. That's called as that. There's a digital targeted digital marketing. Target. Don't go and talk to everybody mutual funds. When somebody is struggling to get a job, don't go and talk to him savings plan, PPF, NPS, should I invest equity, Zerodha, and all. Waste of talking. So understand the sentiment and the portfolio. Okay, psychographic, we call it as persona in marketing they call. So understand that. That's what targeted digital marketing, machine learning helps, which is a part of AI. I think the point is clear. Other points are self-explanatory, I believe. If you have questions, you can ask me, please. Otherwise, I'll go to next slide. Any questions, please? Okay, fine. Am I audible? Any questions?
Sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Preeta, any questions for me?
Sir, not yet, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we'll now go to the next PPT one. So my idea is in the coming PPTs, I want to show real cases, taking real world companies. How are they leveraging? It's a ocean actually, but I have captured because of time limitation, etc. I want to bore you also, but I want to take a couple of things to make it more experiential learning. First, I want to go to MasterCard. You know the logo, of course, MasterCard. So they provide technology platform when it comes to card, whether it's debit card, credit card. So they sound technology they have got. They are doing wonders, of course. Either your card will be MasterCard or Visa. Nowadays, we have got RuPay card. You know that, of course. Now, coming to MasterCard, I want to tell one thing here. Fighting fraud with AI. So, you know that when they help customers to use their credit card, we come across fraud. See, with the advent of technology and development, also there is a risk involved in that. So there are people who do not want to go to ATM. Still, they want to go to bank, write a check. Still, they are in Canara Bank or SBM. Now it is SBI, of course, Canara Bank. Or if it is Vijaya Bank, Bank of Baroda, something like that. Or Canara Bank, of course. Syndicate Bank, again Canara Bank. Some Vijaya Bank is Bank of Baroda, of course. Okay, so they go to bank, sit under the fan or AC. They want to write a check, and because they don't believe this technology, which is also true to some extent. There is a challenge that we have to confront with the advent of technology. So that's why MasterCard wanted to arrest this fraud with AI. So actually, the points are self-explanatory. There is a word like here, false positive. What is the meaning of false positive? False positive means, for example, me, Raghavendra, suppose I go to England, Heathrow Airport. So from there, I want to go to France. I swipe my HDFC credit card. I want to go to France. What false positive means they will reject 99%. They'll reject my claim, which is not right, of course. The reason being, all these years, either I have not traveled abroad or I have traveled abroad booking tickets from India, sitting in India. See, when I swipe the card, they understand whether I am sitting in Bangalore, Calcutta, or New York, or London, or Sydney, Melbourne. They get to know, of course. So that's what a technology actually. They track you. So because of smartphone, because we are also helping them to locate us. We are also, of course, it's a whole system. Of course, is like that. One way it is good. One way, that's why crimes settlement is very fast nowadays. Okay, so that's why that was the problem. Mike, what is that MasterCard was facing earlier. They were having some other algorithm earlier, rule-based technology. That's why they also evolve. It's an evolution actually. For all of us, it's an evolution. Every day they also grow. That's why what they did, they fixed the problem. Earlier they were using some rule-based technologies. What they did, all points are self-explanatory. They leveraged on a sophisticated, robust platform where using AI, they used 13 AI technologies, which I am not aware of only. Even the people from a computer science, that's why when we say domain expertise, even we claim that I am from finance, we do not know even one point of finance. Somehow we are students, we are learning relatively better compared to students and who are in the early stage of learning. A day will come, they will overtake us. That's why we should be having this student approach, that's what I always say. So some AI, again, so many technologies are there. Robust technologies are there, which we are not aware of. Based upon that, they hire people. It's a team actually, it's called as hackathon. I'll talk about that more on a little later, of course. They fix the problem. So what is the impact on that? So impact on that is able to have a 3-time reduction in fraud, 6-time reduction in false positive. Suppose now, because of this, if I go to London, And Heathrow Airport, if I swipe my card, which I normally don't do, because I book the tickets, I plan everything early before, and that's what the pattern behavior. They understand my behavior. When you go to Amazon, when you swipe your card, whether you do net bank, sometimes use net banking, sometimes use UPI payment, sometimes use credit card. There are so many channels. They understand our behavior. Normally, I use credit card. Second preference is net banking. Third is UPI. That's why my pattern, BR Raghavendra pattern. Some of my friends, they use UPI. It all depends upon your convenience. They understand your behavior. Accordingly, they try to find out whether to say yes or no whenever we claim in extraordinary circumstances. That's what I'm trying to say here. Impact is customer delight. That's what marketing people, they say. I think my mentor, Madam Anita, Madam, she's from marketing. They use all these words: global village, customer delight, long back, of course. So now everybody is experienced happy because of this. So false positive is not there because of this sound technology. What Mastercard has leveraged, of course. I think this slide is done. And if you have questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll go to next case study, of course. Any questions for me? I think I've got another 15 minutes. I'll just go through next one, of course. Next one is my favorite case, my favorite bank. Some of my friends who have joined here, they know me. ICICI Bank is my favorite bank. I'm a huge follower of ICICI Bank, of course. See, ICICI Bank, of course, every bank, you name the bank, they have leveraged on AI. Suppose if I start tomorrow some event, something, I'm also leveraging on AI. Suppose something I do small in a humble way, I'll be leveraging on AI, of course, because startups are helping us. By paying 10,000, 15,000, you can leverage on AI. If that is the case, banks like ICICI, who is number one in private banking space, it is so I'll tell you about this story now. Just listen to this. So AI loan assessment, just watch this, please. See, this is the background. Okay, this is true to everybody. It is true to HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Syndicate Bank, now of course Bank of Baroda or whatever, Canara Bank. Okay, it is true to everybody. For all banks in India, of course. I'm not talking in America or Australia. Context is Indian context. Most of us will not have credit score, but don't take example of I have credit score, my friend has credit score. We have got tier 2, tier 3 cities. People still, they are not having credit score. They don't use, still they are in cash and carry mode. COVID has helped us to become digital. That's why some people, they were talking, why demonetization, why digitization? COVID has helped us. We are forced to do that. KSRTC also taking Google Pay. Otherwise, you give 50 rupees, 13 rupees is the bus fare. You have to give us you 37. Either I will give or he will say, next up I will see. Either he will not give you or you have to forego that. And again, he will give you silent note. All bacteria will be there. That's why digitization is important. And mode of payment should be technology driven. Everybody, then again, people will track where I traveled or not. So it is risky. It is not risky. In fact, I'll be foolproof. Whether I've traveled or not, that's what I'm telling. Okay, this paragraph is omnipresent. Everybody know. That's why I talked about startups, cred, and other fintech companies. They know all these things. They have mastered research in India. They know Indians. Every people who are in nook and corner of the city, they understand that their what they can. So their profile, their persona, they know. That's why they leverage on social loan quotient. That's how they are doing it actually. So for example, somebody was asking credit. If in fact, for your kind information, I don't have credit score. They messaged me in ICICI, I can take credit score. Somehow I not applied for credit score. To be honest, with all this, I have not got credit score. I have not applied in fact. So still they track my Raghavendra's credit score, the way I pay my credit card, when do I make the payment, delinquency rate, and then all those things they check, of course. Now, why I'm talking all these things with respect to ICICI Bank? How possible for ICICI Bank? I would like to make a small case here, presentation, in fact, through my explanation, where I would like to bring echo space of whatever I explained in the beginning. In the beginning, I explained so many things in the echo space of banking, connecting microfinance, startups, fintech, okay, credit card, all those things. ICICI is number one in that. Whatever I explained, everything is there in ICICI Bank. You want credit card, is there. You want microfinance, it's there. You want loans, it's there. You want mutual funds, it's there. You want general insurance, it's there. You want life insurance, it's there. Entire space is there in ICICI. That's why the experience is different. That's why the AI platform, what they develop vis-a-vis other banks is different. It's all about capturing the information. Well, I'm a customer of ICICI Bank. So when I go on, I use credit card of ICICI as well, apart from HDFC. The experience is 100 times better than HDFC. It's a mind-boggling experience, in fact, so to speak. That's what the experience. It's all about the experiences of customers. That's what AI does, helps the businessman to chalk out a strategy. So ICICI Bank, why it is, don't think otherwise, it's a academic discussion I'm doing. So ICICI EcoSpace, when you compare my second or third slide of EcoSpace, ICICI is in everything. That's why they leverage on everything. They get the feel, they get the behavior firsthand. Otherwise, you have to buy from somebody. That's what the problem actually. So ICICI Bank is leveraging their AI platform is best. In fact, when I talk to customer care, when I call ICICI, the experience is different actually. It's not just ordinary chatbot. You feel like you're talking to a human being, and they will give you all sorts of what I should say. What is that experience, and straight away you get to know your problem in fact. So that's what I would like to say here. So how possible for ICICI is the case. Now I'll take some questions from you before I go to next slide. Any questions for me?
Is there any questions from participants?
No, sir. Thank you.
Fine. So so I don't have any questions. So the idea of this slide, in fact, let me just spend another 2-3 minutes here. See, when all of us are faculty, most of us, some are practitioners, I believe, some are from industry, some are entrepreneurs. That's what I understand. Irrespective of the representation that you are making, your persona or your uh, background, why this FDP is important? Why? Because irrespective of whether you're an entrepreneur or a academician or researcher or a student, it goes a long way. Especially this slide, I tell you, to appreciate ecospace of banking on the one hand and AI application. Only when you understand complete picture of what is the ecospace of banking, why AI is relevant, and how again it is a collaboration. No one can develop AI on its own, on his own, of course. They leverage on other experiences, they leverage on other platforms. It is a give and take, of course. So in totality, they do it. And ICICI Bank, because of the presence, you name the product in finance, they have got. In fact, PPF, NPS, they are the ones 10 years back, new pension system they opened. Other bank, they followed them. ICICI, SBI had, but SBI was saying that come to St. Mars Road, Bangalore branch, open the, now they're doing online. But ICICI gave the experience of opening NPS account 12 years back. Leverage on technology, that's what I'm trying to say. So if you leverage on technology, customer delight will be there. It is cost effective, time effective, and you can still manage these small ticket customers. That's what the advantage of AI. Okay, fine. I think this is the point. Some more case studies are in the offing. Okay, let me just go through that actually. Fine. Axis Bank, earlier it was called as UTI Bank, all of you know, of course. Even Axis Bank leverages. In fact, all the banks, I have taken some cases here, touching upon a couple of dimensions of artificial intelligence, in fact. So coming to Axis Bank, they have got AXAA. Every bank, they name their chatbot, okay? So they give a name where their bank name is also represented. In fact, AXA, of course, Axis Bank, the chatbot, okay? So actually, it is a multilingual bot. It converses in English, Hindi, English. Of course, nowadays, I think when I got this slide, of course, now I think multilingual. You can talk in so simple, of course, now. So yeah. So they'll be able to speak in almost all languages now. Now here, what I'm trying to drive here, see the customer experience, and again, the way they steer your questions and precise response. Same experience I got. Of course, I'm not the customer of Axis Bank. My experience is not there. I don't have a hands-on experience. Through net, I got it. ICICI Bank, I got hands-on. Zerodha, I got hands-on. Credit, I got hands-on. Because I'm a customer of that. I can talk with authenticity because my experience, I'm sharing. Axis Bank, that's what I got to know from this. Again, like ICICI Bank, in some cases, for example, chatbot, if you open, press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3. You run out of the options only. You want to ask something, they don't come to that. Otherwise, they say, again, come back to this. Again, 15 minutes, you'll be in rotating 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, again, press 1 for repetition. So you go mad and you switch off that. This is what I'm trying to say. Chatbot means you should be able to identify your question. You should be so finely designed, and they should be able to adopt and able to pick your requirement. If I am able to pick your requirement and answer, I'm a solution master. Otherwise, I'm not a solution master. I'm wasting your time, in fact. So that's what even Axis Bank is doing. And everybody is leveraging, of course. Everybody wants to come up and everybody is competing in this space. So they want to give a different experience altogether to the customers. That's what Axis Bank is there. And then coming to Axis Bank, just now I was mentioning the fact that coming to development of AI is a collaboration, of course. On the one hand, we want domain expertise. On the other hand, we want technology experts because AI depends on so many technologies which I'm not aware of. I cannot name it also. Forget about knowing it. Okay, I cannot list it also. So many things are there. So much of development is taking place. Plus regulatory framework. That is also important actually. For example, when you devise any banking product, Banking Relation Act will come into play. RBI, of course, apex body will come into play. So many things. Anti-Money Laundering Act will come into play. So many things. For example, payment banks, they cannot have more than 2 lakh rupees. If you put more than 2 lakh, they will not allow you to deposit only. See, this is what regulatory framework will come into play. So when you develop the AI, you should know that. What Axis Bank is doing a wonderful job, they're conducting hackathon. So hackathon is a group event where all these people will come together. Technology people who are in technology space, regulatory space, domain experts, all these people. Okay, so they social activists, everybody. Of course, we need everybody because my perspective is limited. When we involve people, when we collaborate, perspectives will be aggregated. Then we will have less problems. That's what the meaning. What I'm trying. That's what the hackathon. Axis Bank is doing that. You can. I have given the link here. If you can go through that. Couple of things here, at least 2 things. One is they're promoting the technology adoption among the people. Okay, so literacy, the technology literacy or the adoption, they're propagating that free of cost. They give you price also if it is good. Actually, you can please log into this link and you'll get more information on that. And secondly, see, sometimes when you log in, it's a case competition. In fact, it's a case competition. In fact, so when you do that, you might be having wonderful ideas, of course. Not that banks will have all the ideas in the world. They have more data with them. Sometimes a small village, somebody who is having innovative idea, that's why it's called as innovation. Innovation is not sitting in New York or Bangalore, you can do something. It may come from small village where there is only one house of that person or 2 or 3 houses, population less than 15 or 20, that village. So what Axis Bank is trying to do, it is picking ideas, of course, free of cost in the name of this hackathon, which is doing a good job, noble initiative, so to speak. Also, it is getting the ideas from the people. Who knows? It may help Axis Bank to develop AI for the general, for the good of the everybody. So that's what that's why I tell you one thing. You please do all these things. You just ask your students to help them. You just free of cost. You just log in, put your ideas. That's how people say, come and ask. UGC, AICT, these regulatory bodies. I have my own reservation about this anyhow. But what I'm trying to say, of course, regulation is important. But what I'm trying to say, they come and ask. You have simulation. You have this plan. Where is the budget? That's why these people. That's why technology is becoming more, what I should say, affordable now. So ask your students to do that. It's a mind-boggling experience they get actually. This simulation experience. They go and submit. When you enter this field of hackathon, you get to know many things. Activities will be there, of course, in that cases, of course. That's what I'm trying to say here. So fine now, this is about the Axis Bank doing a social job, as well as it's helping itself by picking some innovative ideas from everybody, because perspectives will change. For example, if you ask me, how do you develop the algorithm for a credit appraisal? Given my professional qualification background, what my experience, I will devise. That is not final actually. There are people who will bring in different perspectives. That's why even when the new education policy has come up, it is in the draft mode now. So they are asking us to give us National Bank of Credit is there. So people will do one course here, one course somewhere. And again, I'm telling my young faculty friends, technology is horizontal. Everybody should adopt it actually. Okay, please adopt it. And earlier we were talking in fact, I spent 2 years in IIM Indore as visiting faculty. So there I used to see the timetable. Chemistry first class, next my class accounting for management, next history, next sociology, next political science, then physics. Look at the combination. Whereas here we were understood that physics, chemistry, maths, you are a science person. History, political science, economics, arts person. Business studies, economics, okay, business stats, you are a commerce person. New education policy is saying that even engineering you can get admission irrespective of your 12th. Complete revamping they are doing. It's a revolution, but India it takes time. Another 5-6 years it may happen, but we should be geared up for that. Student, the faculty members, we don't know what type of students we get. Complete diverse students. MBA we get, but in every graduation, every level you get, and you get people from different background, different courses combination, because National Bank of Credit, you must be aware of that. That is there, of course, the new education policy. So I'm
Yes.
telling my friends, please adopt technology is free of cost. Coursera courses, Udemy courses, Swayam courses. In fact, I have done a couple of Swayam courses from IIT, IIM, etc. They are doing it. You get to see how IIT professors teach, what is their learning pedagogy, how do they design the questions, what sort of level of discussion they do, just like ours only. But earlier we had no idea. We did not study. I did not study in IIT, IIM, but I attended some courses. Coursera from MIT, Sloan, IBM professionals come and teach you. Highest level teaching, you understand, experiential learning. That's what I'm telling. It's cost effective. Please do that. That's what my humble observation, of course, not a suggestion, observation. Okay, next we'll come to the SBI, our biggest bank. In fact, we have to salute this bank, State Bank of India. In fact, of course. Fine. Yes. So coming to State Bank of Hello. Yeah. Coming to State Bank of India, of course, see, we have to appreciate the role played by nationalized banks. In fact, I was talking more about ICICI private banks. Also, we should be aware of what government institutions are doing, of course. So when private banks were hesitant to go to nook and corner, so they made their inroads. That's we should appreciate, of course, inclusive banking. Okay, so that's what we have to appreciate as far as SBI. This is the chart board they have got. But nowadays, in fact, I am used to, in fact, I am a customer of SBI. I love that bank. But you can't compare because they are in a different platform. Mandate is different. It's not fair to compare private banks and nationalized banks. That's what my understanding, of course. Let us not compare and get into debate who is great, who is not great. It all depends on the atmosphere, ecosystem, etc., mandate, etc. Okay, coming to of course, I have got app on my mobile where I have got wonderful experience of State Bank of India. In fact, here I would like to talk about Krishi, AI in banking, how banking is helping its customers who are in agriculture. Okay, what they do, SBI partnering with some agri-techs. There are so many agri-techs. For example, you must be aware of Ninja Cart and others. Okay, there are many in agri-tech space. Nowadays in fintech, we have got so many things. RegTech, fintech, okay, agri-tech. There are so many insurance tech, insurtech, they're called as. So agri-techs are there. They provide wonderful technology experience for the farmers at a throwaway price. So what SBI is doing, they're partnering with agri-tech and they are able to serve the low ticket loan. That's what the advantage of or the service rendered by SBI. A farmer will not have deposit, he will have loans only. Still you have to serve him. And NPA issues, all those things are there, of course. It's a very sensitive issue. Okay, let us not get into that space. But I'm trying to say, we should appreciate the role of SBI. That's what I wanted to say here. Fine. So agri-business using agri-tech, they partner with them. And then what they do, using this combination, artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT, there's Internet of Things, machine learning, all are interchangeable words, in fact. Blockchain is a separate space, but intelligence you're using, technology and intelligence at the highest level. That's what artificial intelligence. So capturing the behavior and the data. Data means numbers, images, perception, everything. All your soft issues will be captured. Okay. Using that, what they do, they help the farmers in production and then farming. And then, so normally and generally, Indian farmers' margin is very poor, negative in fact. So there SBI is doing a great job, Krishi. So this is the application of AI in the banking space. Through SBI, we are reaching out to farmers, of course. That's what I'm trying to drive home here with this explanation, of course. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Anybody having questions, please? Any questions? Okay, I can go to next. I think comfortable, are we going on right track?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Fine. So fine now, this is SDFC Bank. Of course, SDFC Bank is the next best bank. That's what we get to know on various parameters. In fact, it is neck to neck between ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank, neck to neck. But when it comes to exploration of the financial product, etc., ICICI is a first person. Okay, fine. Fine. SDFC, of course, they are leveraging on artificial intelligence, big data, etc., improving the operational efficiency. See, you can use AI across your value chain, whether it is marketing, finance, operations, quality control. Okay, so there are so many spaces within the value chain. For example, I talked about this thing, Axis Bank in customer experience, how the chatbot will help in customer experience, in enriching customer experience, enhancing customer experience. SDFC Bank, I'm talking in, they have got chatbot. Chatbot is a common thing. Everybody, even a small bank will have chatbot. That is a simple thing. SDFC Bank, I'm talking from a different angle, operational efficiency.
Just comparing different models, but also in explaining this to the shareholder.
Yes, Shikha, I think somebody is speaking. You have a question or you want to make your remark or observation? Okay, fine. If you want to make a remark, please unmute and speak. Not an issue. You can come in and then you can also take part in discussion. Okay. From the operational efficiency, they are leveraging on machine learning and AI, of course. So that's why SDFC is very efficient bank. The SDFC twins we call SDFC, which is in housing finance space. Deepak Parekh and Aditya Puri, of course, recently retired. So SDFC Bank twins, we call it as. So they're doing a wonderful job, of course, top class corporate governance. But nowadays there are some issues. That's what people say. Okay, anyhow, let us not worry. We are not in that space. Let us not discuss that. But they are leveraging on improving their operation, because nowadays people talking in terms of net interest margin, CASA ratio. When we talk about banking, again, I tell you, my bank friends in the teaching fraternity, normally we talk about common ratios, debt equity ratio, current ratio. Those are all there. But coming to banking, we should talk in terms of CASA ratio, current account and savings account, net interest margin, capital adequacy ratio, tier 1, tier 2. These are the things. Okay. And what is the tick size of a customer, average tick size? So these are the things we use. CASA ratio is very good in HDFC Bank, in fact. There's operation efficiency, because current account, you don't pay any interest. Saving account, just 2 to 3%. Now, you know, current savings account interest, 2-3% interest, very less, is almost zero. So that's what it is cost effective. The cost of funds will come down, of course. Fine. Now the operational efficiency that you leveraging on that, of course. That's what thing. And I got one more video to play where we get a lot of insights into how leveraging AI we can arrest the banking fraud. Not only arrest, how do we try to predict it in advance? So that video is there. Can I go to video, please? Can I show that? If you say permit me, I'll go ahead. Fine, fine, thank you. So give me a moment. I'll stop share and then I'll come back. Are you able to see the video as well as audio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Then I will just observe this very carefully. Wonderful video when it comes to banking fraud, how they are leveraging on AI. So please go through it. Is I think 4 minutes, 4.44, 4 minutes 44 seconds. Just go through this, please.
In banking institutions has always been largely based on rules. Bankers and their engineers were integrating rules engines on the banking information system to prevent or detect most common fraud patterns. And for quite a long time, this was sufficient. But today we are experiencing a change of society, a new industrial revolution. Today, following the first iPhone, and people are interconnected all the time, everywhere, and for all kinds of use. This is the digital era, and the digitization of means and behavior forces corporations to transform their business model. As a consequence, banking institutions are going massively online and digital first. Both the bank users and customers have evolved their behavior with the new means offered by the digital era. And the problem is, how would you want to protect your customers' asset with rules at a time when, for instance, people connect to their Swissie banking platform from New York to pay for a holiday house rental in Morocco? How do you want to define rules to detect frauds when there are almost as many different behaviors as there are customers? At NetGuardians, we prevent fraud using a completely different approach. We use artificial intelligence to monitor financial transaction and user behavior in real time to detect suspicious activities or financial transactions. With our big data analytics platform, NG Screener, the machine analyzes the past transaction of the customer to understand their transactional behavior, as well as past activities of users on the banking information system. The machine is able to analyze a very important depth of history, capturing what customers and users usually do in so-called dynamic profiles. Then, whenever a transaction is input on the system, the artificial intelligence is able to compare that specific transaction against the customer profiles and compute a risk score out of it. If the risk score is sufficiently high, the machine will decide to block the transaction and qualify it for further investigation by the bank. Using advanced machine learning techniques, we are able to have a very broad spectrum of detection while minimizing wrong alerts, this famous false positive, to unprecedented low ratios. Instead of focusing on identifying fraudsters, at NetGuardians we focus on understanding user and customers' behavior and habits. In order to find frauds, we don't look only for fraud. Our approach is to detect and block every transaction that is simply too unusual and risky for the banking institution to be able to afford letting it go out without a further investigation. And it turns out the frauds are simply always part of this set of risky transactions. Our unique combination of unsupervised and supervised approach makes it possible to minimize false positives while still being able to detect fraud patterns never encountered before. In the world of fraud prevention solutions, this is the holy grail, being able to use models that can detect what has never been encountered before, while at the same time keeping the amount of alerts very low. This is hardly seen in other AI solutions market today. Over the time, we have been able to develop our artificial intelligence further and further to make it smarter and smarter. For instance, pretty soon we started to compare transactions against different background sets. The past customer and user activities, of course, but also the banking institution as a whole, past activities, or even the customer or user peer group. The peer groups are also built using machine learning to analyze customers and user past activities, this time to group them together and achieve better and more accurate scoring of risky transactions or other activities. Today, our unique artificial intelligence platform is able to use a dozen of different analytics and machine learning approaches, going much beyond solely transaction scoring. For instance, we are able to qualify the legitimacy of a specific interaction on the banking platform, or to monitor PSD2 providers' activity, or to do frequency and timing anomalies detection on credit card transactions. At NetGuardians, we use AI to detect anomalies and prevent fraud by providing the experts and investigators within the bank with the tools aimed at making them more efficient than has ever been possible before. We enhance the human investigation analytics process, but we don't supplant it. This is called augmented intelligence, and this is the core of what we do at NetGuardians.
Okay, so welcome back. I think that video, would have helped us in appreciating the role of AI in detecting and preventing fraud. Of course, with the advent, just what I told, I'm repeating, with the advent of technology, so even risk is also going up, and we should take sufficient measures to circumvent that actually. So fine now, I think the video, the PPT is visible. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, video is also, screen is also visible. Can I move to next? Yeah. Now, what I want to do, just let us take one activity, because it should be experiential learning. So just I want to help you understand how, in a simple way, of course, Supposing that activity is life insurance term policy. You know term policy, of course. Okay, so if you want to develop a term policy, how AI is going to help us? Suppose you are a product manager. Okay, you are the head of R&D. Okay, working for SDFC Life Insurance. Okay, so SDFC Standard Life, you are the product manager and you are in the R&D team. You need to develop life insurance term policy. You have to leverage on artificial intelligence. So I'm trying to help and discuss here how AI will help in developing life insurance term policy. Mind you, insurance is a banking space. Don't think I'm talking insurance, not banking. It's a bank, of course, heading is role of AI in banking, but when I explain the eco space, of course, of course, ICICI Bank, SDFC Bank, they have got insurance. ICICI insurance is there, SDFC insurance is there. SBI is top life insurance company. In fact, SBI Life is really doing well. In fact, even SDFC Life is doing well. Coming to general insurance, ICICI Lombard is doing well. Apart from the government, Oriental, New India, etc. Okay, fine. So now let us try to understand this. Now here, in fact, I have flashed the answer directly. I have thrown the answer on the board now. See here, pricing. There are so many dimensions. For paucity of time, I don't want to get into all these things. For pricing, look at the persona. That's called as psychographic features. Marketing, they use this word very often. Demographic means hard factors. Age of the person, sex, employment, dependence, region, religion, all are hard facts. Whereas psychographic is very, very touching and it's very, very important. That's what they capture. For example, I'll give an example. Supposing that you watch cricket, you watch tennis, football. So Nike A6 brand, some of you might be using A6 shoes. So now normally cricketers use that, of course. In fact, I'm a huge fan of A6 shoes. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, persona is important actually. The way, the dress they wear, the other things. So what I'm trying to say, like that, even in insurance policy, they look at your persona. So for example, somebody who is 28-year-old, demographic is there, 28-year-old, male, female, dependent, married, not married, children, not there. That is demographic, which is simple thing actually. That will not decide everything. That is also important, of course. Lower there, less is the premium. That's correct. Pricing is less. But what is important is the persona. What type of person you are. So what type of job you are doing. What are your personal interests? Moment you fill the form in Policy Bazaar or whatever it is, they say we will come back to you. They take 1 or 2 days time before they give the insurance policy to you. It happened in one of my relatives' case, just in my daughter's case, in fact. So they took 2 days to finalize everything because they want to understand what type of person you are. They will browse within no time they get about you, what type of person you are, what are your aspirations, what is that you buy. They try to sketch your character without talking to you, without seeing you, sitting somewhere in Mumbai or some other place where the product development takes place. They understand what type of person you are. Accordingly, they price you. It changes from person to person. Pricing is also dynamic nowadays. But nowadays, of course, olden days it was common, LIC and other places. But now it is specific. Persona they understand. And they may reject.
Lifestyle.
Yes, ma'am?
Lifestyle analytics.
Lifestyle analytics. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Lifestyle analytics, of course, that is a space. Of course, they study that. Thank you. So based upon that, they price. It's a variable dynamic pricing. And value proposition. Value proposition, again, some people, I have seen people, term plan means until the person dies, do not come. Once the person dies, the legal heir will get the amount. Then some people say, why should I take the insurance if I don't get the amount? Insurance is pure risk. People do not understand that. That's why seeing the mentality of the people, because ultimately you have to serve the customer. If they want some less inferior product, you have to serve them. That's what the marketing, they understand. If they want Maggie, give the Maggie to them. It's a not good product, but still they want Maggie, you sell Maggie only because they want Maggie, you want to pick the sales. Okay, what I'm trying to say, coming to term policy. That's why what they have done, they say term policy with returns. Term policy has no returns, but seeing the customer, no, I'll not get anything. It is a pure risk term. So then instead of 15,000, you have to pay 22,000. The 7,000 rupees, they'll put in some stock market or some portfolio of investment. Again, they return back your own money. They invest, they get brokerage on that. They make money out of your money and they pay you back. And again, IRDA will come into play, regulatory. So AI will understand regulatory pattern, what trends, and how policy is also undergoing a lot of changes. Every day we get circular. You must be seeing GST. I teach indirect taxes with my favorite paper, taxes and GST. My friends are teaching now, but otherwise taxation, I'm a good student of taxation thanks to my teachers in ARG college. Srinivas helped me to teach, to learn income tax very well. So taxation is a very interesting subject. There, GST council, every week you will get 15 days once. That's why you ask questions to Nirmala Sitharaman. She says GST council will tell that. She will not, of course, she will have some dictation, but still then GST council, which is a group of ministers, all representation. What I'm trying to say, even policy is undergoing changes. Using artificial intelligence, you should be able to understand the past trend and the future behavior. Again, you understand the behavior of the group of ministers who is representing, what Stalin is saying, what Kerala is saying, what West Bengal is saying, what Gujarat is saying, ministers, what is their stance. Everything is captured in AI. Then they value proposition, they build it. That's what I'm talking about. Behavior they capture here, AI. And then terms and condition, again, regulation will come into play, and customer specific behavior. And as just now ma'am said, that customer life cycle analytics. So again, it will come into play, of course. Other considerations. Nowadays, insurance companies, they are running into losses because of the COVID pandemic, because of force majeure and all those things, issues. But again, they're reinventing. Of course, it is a shock to them. It was not predicted earlier. This is why certain things, even algorithm trading, some people say in stock market, algorithm trading is there, everything will. No. There are things which are yet to surface. See, COVID word we got to know since 15 months or maximum 18 months. People like us, I don't know about Bill Gates. People say he knows everything. Okay, anyhow, let's not get into the topic which is not relevant here. But I'm trying to say COVID. So these are the things, one-off cases, which is when it surfaces, you should immediately, you should be ready for another pandemic. May not be COVID, some other pandemic. How to, this is called as act of God. That's why in insurance, there is something called as act of God. But certain things, using AI, they capture all these things. So that's what I'm trying to say, how AI will be leveraged to develop a product like insurance. Plus I have put because it is never ending. So many things are there which I cannot cover because of time. Many more issues will be covered. All perspectives will be brought in. All behavioral issues, psychological issues will come into play nowadays more than demographics. Psychographic is more. As madam said, that is customer analytics, life cycle analytics, whatever. That's important in fact. And the next one I want to give you as a sort of, we normally give homework to students. We are also students. Let us accept the fact we are students here. So let us take some white goods. For example, Bajaj Finance, they are number one. That's why it's the number one NBFC company. You take any mutual fund, Bajaj Finance will be there as a stock pick. Number one, actually, they're very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. In fact, Warren Buffett has some stake in that. Anyhow, let us come to the point. White goods, how do you durable loan? How do you do it? What are the things to be captured? Okay, you please do it yourself. Just for fun, I'm just giving it. You can do it for you. Now let us come to the, now we are almost coming to the end of this session. I think I've got another 20 minutes, of course. So I'll use my 20 minutes and try to pack everything. Fine. So coming to challenges, I don't see challenges. Instead of the word challenge is very appealing or very widespread, people understand immediately. One of the agenda points. Instead of challenges, how do we embrace it? See, how do I encounter it? Encounter or embrace? How do I appreciate it? There is something happening. For example, COVID is around us. How do we take charge of situation? So that's what I would like to discuss here. Challenges. Many are there. I would like to discuss from a couple of points. From academicians, because FDP is for academicians mostly. There are other representations as well. From academicians. Embrace technologies is horizontal. I have been telling it, I think I have 7 or 8 times I have told that. It's omnipresent. That's why in our institution, entrepreneurship is one thrust area, because Jain is entrepreneurship, all of us. One, and secondly is technology. These are the fundamental, when we drive our courses, be it finance, marketing, HR, analytics, nowadays we have got data science, everything, business analytics, we have got all spaces we are in our business school, we keep in mind entrepreneurship and then technology. So academicians, please embrace it. Nowadays, cost-effective courses, Udemy courses, they're 300 or 600 rupees. Coursera free of cost. Some of the courses, IBM Data Science is, of course, is a premium course. You have to pay, but you will get back everything. That's what, that's the investment, in fact, according to me. And open source is also there. Some YouTube videos. Some people, what they do, amateur people, they are very good, intelligent. They put on the videos. They want to see how many clicks are there, how many appreciations are there. They are doing a wonderful service. In fact, we should appreciate that. you please go through that and appreciate what is AI. I'm not saying that start coding from tomorrow, learn R and Python from tomorrow only. Have appreciation. What is Jupyter Notebook? What is application program interface? What is public library? What is Amazon Web Service? What is Google Cloud? These are the other computations, abilities, which are responsible for making AI possible. I was talking about what are the enablers, digitalization, transformation, capabilities, big data, because of all these things, capabilities. You should be aware, for example, when somebody says Amazon Web Service, I should be able to connect. When I say Google Cloud, you should be able to connect it. Or if I'm IBM Cloud Service, I should be able to connect it. Somebody says library, I will draw. For example, in data science course, we were leveraging on so many libraries, open space, free of cost. You should know that library, you should know in the IT space. So I feel you please leverage on this. When you talk like this, people will appreciate, not the question of people appreciating us. It is a need of the hour, actually. We should speak relevant. We want to be relevant, please adopt this. That is not a challenge, it is a advantage for us. Please stay relevant. That's what I think. Cost effective time also, you have to put some time, of course. You have to spend some time for our own benefit. I'm investing. If I spend time on something, I invested in myself. It is more important. Instead of investing in mutual fund, Chanakya says invest in yourself. Warren Buffett is guru. Guru of all guru is Chanakya. Arthashastra he wrote. He says invest in yourself. If you are a teacher, invest in modern, for example, how to engage the classes online, how to be more effective using several artifacts and how pedagogical tools, how to keep the attention of the students as far as possible live and throughout, of course. Okay, fine. So next one is corporate. Corporate, they embrace it for the advantage. Otherwise, they lose. The incumbent large banks are losing their share because of startup companies. They're giving a tough competition. CRED, Paytm is going for IPO. You know that almost all people are going for IPO. They're InfoEdge, for example, Zomato. So much of revolution actually. Arifaline. That, for example, now courier services, the way the startup companies are doing, mind-boggling actually. Within 2 hours, it will reach there. They say today you come, deposit, within 5 o'clock, tomorrow I will see. Those things are not there nowadays, of course. So corporate people, they have to embrace for their survival and also better customer experiences for operational efficiency. It's a win-win situation. It's not zero-sum game, it is increasing sum. Nowadays, the people use increasing sum game. In fact, AI is an increasing sum game, in fact. We don't lose, we gain, of course. Gaining is more than the losing. Next one is customers. Nowadays, customers are self-sufficient and they are discerning. Before I go to buying a camera or a handycam or anything, I know everything. Before I shop on, make my trip to go to Delhi or to Mumbai, etc. Before I make my vacation trip, I know everything. So customers, they have to embrace it to make them self-sufficient and discerning. If you are not that, people will fool you. Now people cannot fool us because we are also informed, discerning and self-sufficient. That's what the word they use in marketing, self-sufficient customers. Other day we had a wonderful conclave in our institution. Corporate people came and talked to us about all those things, how customers are satisfied, and challenge is more for the corporate to deliver. Before I go to bank, I know NPS, I know EPPF, I know all mutual fund, regular plan, direct, indirect plan, all funds. So what is the service they give us? So that's why they have to give next level service, of course. And they cannot fool us all. Otherwise, they pick the plan which is advantage to them, keeping in mind their interest and their vested interest, of course. So that's why customers should also embrace for their benefit. And if customers are, that's what we, Michael Porter, they say, if somebody is innovative, Japan, Taiwan, earlier, they were innovators, why innovative products came. We were not innovators, why people fooled us. Now, thanks to technology, that's why I tell you, technology is the only solution, okay, for all this divide, poor and rich, known, unknown. You just have one small smartphone and then internet connection. Internet is 2000, you will get 1 year. Jio is giving maximum 10 GB, they're giving, nowadays new plan has come. You take data revolution they have made actually. Okay, so Jio, they have done that, of course. Data revolution they have made in India. So you spending small amount, you can do many wonders and you can bridge the gap. I'm in a small village. In fact, wherever you are there, wherever internet connection is there and internet penetration is also going up. So those excuses should not be there. That's why everybody should embrace. Having said this, for all these people, whether it is your academician, of course, some of the roles are duplicating in nature. Academicians are also customers and vice versa. And corporate are corporates and the customers, when it is B2B, they are customers to somebody else. Okay, fine. It's interchanging. For all these people, whether it's academicians, corporate and customers, again, government I could have covered, but time is not there. All these people, risk is also haunting us along with the, so there are people who are experts, they want to fool us. So that's why we should have a foolproof, that's why you should have a mobile with you. When you go and swipe the credit card, some people, they keep the mobile elsewhere, they will be somewhere. They say that I kept the mobiles, I forgot to see that. Especially you have to keep the mobile with you. Not that you have to always watch mobile. Once in an hour, you have to look at that. Once in 2 hours. Okay, otherwise people will take away the things, because fraud is happening. It is rampant now because of technological advancement. They are also understanding how AI works. The way we use AI for good reasons, they also use for manipulative reasons. Why not? They want to make money. They are there, of course. They always hunt us, they scare us, whether it is academician, corporate or customer. Even the banks are also under tremendous threat, of course. Everybody, of course, every one of us. Fine, now we have to adopt it. And coming to further reading, of course, it is endless, of course, but I believe in practitioners. Yes, yes, please. Anybody? Yeah. I believe in practitioners research. Of course, you refer to ABDC journals, Scopus Index journals. They are good. But look at these things and see the experience. Okay. Apart from that, you do that. It is important. We also do that. We have to refer to index journals. Now UGC, now next plan Scopus. Next is ABDC only. Fantastic. They're all good. We should do that. But look at these references. This is only indicative. Again, I cannot put everything. Even I do not know. Space is not there. Microsoft AI Classroom series. I have put. You can take a screenshot of this, of course. Take a screenshot of all these things. You can type it. You just put Microsoft AI class series. 3-hour lecture. Wonderful. IBM Data Center Professional. Don't think I'm propagating this course. I feel I have changed a lot in my approach to technology. I had no idea about big data. Before COVID, I have got a reasonable good data, appreciation about data, AI, ML, deep learning. I can engage in discussion with people who are experts. I am a learner, but I can engage in discussions. I can converse with them. I can understand, and I can understand what they are speaking. In fact, it's a wonderful course. You get to know Python 4 certificate, 9 certificate. In that 4 or 5, they'll teach you Python only. SQL, SQL, they teach. Wonderful, actually. PwC, of course, I always give PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, EY, Bain Company, McKinsey, endless. You just take this one mind-boggling, because they survey people who are experts. They talk to chief technology officer, chief information officer of banks and corporate. They get the insight. When I don't have that much, of course, we can leverage on LinkedIn, but they don't have so much time, in fact. So they, that's what the feedback, what they get, the survey is much. Some people they talk, that's what I always say, PhD, how many respondents, 1,000 or 2,000, samples is very less. What is the profile of sample respondents? That is more important. If I want to take a survey of mutual funds, people do not know what is a regular fund and direct fund. How can I get the feedback from them? They do not know what is a hybrid balance advantage fund. How do they play F&O in that? So that information is, they only tick whatever we say. That is not informed responses, so to speak. We have to get response. That's why I leverage on this. I always drive this in the class. Whenever I talk to people, you get a lot of insights. Experiential learning. Deloitte. You just type this, mind-boggling. EY, KPMG, Bain, McKinsey. McKinsey Insight, I was going through other day for preparation of this. They have got a wonderful app for the mobile. You can just download the McKinsey. You just type McKinsey Insight. You can download. I have downloaded it for my thing. Mind-boggling series, short articles. Listen, you will be updated, of course. McKinsey Insight. It is app. Nowadays, everybody is app-driven, mobile-driven, of course, because it is effective, fast, of course. You don't have time to open the laptop and see what's happening, actually. Even the Cred and CAMS and Zero, they have got mobile app. That's what the advantage. Of course, SBA, ICICI, everybody is having app, of course. But what I'm trying to say, startups will set the trend. They disrupt, and these people, they follow them. That's why it is up to us whether we observe and appreciate. That's also a good level. We should disrupt others. That's what I feel. We should enable our students to disrupt others. When they go for interview, when they sit in the interview, they should speak good about the domain expertise, whatever we are teaching. They should be hands-on all these things. So it is our job to prepare the students as well. So for this, these are the indicative only, not full, of course. So if you have any questions, I'll take, of course. Otherwise, I'll go to feedback, which I have got for session feedback. No need to put your mobile or this thing. Give frank opinion. No name is there. You can give the next. I will do that, of course. Any questions are there? I think I got another 5 minutes. Of course, you can ask. Let me. Meantime, I'll go to that. So just a minute. I'll take this.
Yeah, I shared the same in WhatsApp group, sir.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. So what I will do for the benefit of others, okay, who are not in your group, I think some of my friends, my colleagues, learned colleagues have joined.
Yeah.
What I will do, I'll
Yes, someone is there.
yeah. In fact, it is a great experience. Collaboration is important. That's why you can't achieve some of the slides. I could make it more interactive thanks to my colleagues only. So
We'll do one thing, sir. We'll put it in chat box. No issue.
fine. Yeah, you can put in the chat also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you already.
Is there any questions from audience side?
Sir,
I think feedback
and
can be shared now.
So can I
Thank
ask
you,
a
Dr.
question, sir?
Yeah, please ask. If I can answer, I'll answer. Noisy.
Yeah, sir, that's a very simple,
tough question.
simple to that
Okay.
extent. Sir, there's one CRED app that you showed
yeah.
at the beginning. I just
Correct.
wanted to know, if we use it now, will I be in a position to understand, to settle the credit card that I originally have a problem with one of the banks today?
Okay.
Actually, my husband forgot to close that, and it looks like that this is affecting his credit rating, credit
score.
score.
Yeah, credit score. Yeah.
But we do not know. We do not have any details as to which bank and where and other details.
Yeah.
So, will this information, with this app, will be in a position to help us on that?
Yeah. Let me answer your question. See, when you, if I refer your name, or you just Google, or you go to App Store, you download credit. Within no time, you can download. But the thing is that going forward, they will capture your past transaction. They will not be able to do that. And moreover, it is more of a negotiation issue. I think CRED will not help in that. But the beauty of CRED is going forward. See, moment your credit bill is generated, it will come to your CRED, and they will give everything details, just like credit card. Of course, the complete bill will be there. You can pay within 2-3 clicks only. You get cash back on that. You get some other miles points on that for some other purchases. Plus, they will rearrange your credit card according to heads of expenses. We say in accounts, heads of entertainment, education. We normally have 3-4 buckets or portfolio of expenses when we manage our family, of course. So that way to do. I doubt they. I know. I'm afraid whether they'll be able to answer your query. Let us see.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. And one more question,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir, if and all of us know, this AI is displacing a lot of human workforce.
Yeah.
And if this is the kind of technology and the growth in the technology, is it not going to affect the human race altogether? And in spite of knowing, why do we go ahead with this much of technology, sir?
See, if you ask me very frank opinion, of course, we are all colleagues working. In fact, normally I say this, you have to shoot first edition. Why did you invent the light? Sunrise, you open, get up. Sunset, you sleep. I share that view also. But having said that, having come and made our journey so far, so much, this point of time, we cannot go back. That is one thing. And coming to your question, you're right. But net addition, the experts say, again, I'm not expert in AI and other things. College, university has given me opportunity, I came and shared. But what I'm trying to say, net there will be addition. For example, people who can domain expertise, small. People get job in startups. Job opportunities will go up. When you have domain expertise, for example, somebody who is good in accounting, bank reconciliation statement, you are very good in that. Somebody wants to develop an app on that, AI on that. So net addition is there, but you should be you should have appreciation for technology. You should have appreciation for, that is more important actually. But net addition is what the research says. Gartner research says, all of us know Gartner, number one, there are many, of course, Bain, McKinsey, Gartner, all these people, they say in aggregate, put in addition, there is summing it up, some jobs will go, mundane jobs. Of course, teaching, I don't know what type, MOOCs course we are developing, Coursera is already there, still we have jobs. For example, I think I shared with some of my friends in the department, when I was doing tuitions a long back, integration, area under the curve, mathematics I was teaching, it's a very beautiful course, mathematics, easy course, take it from me. Science, that's what my feeling actually. Area under the curve, integration we use, okay? I was not knowing that exactly, but then I Googled, that time only I saw, that is, I'm talking about 16 years back or 15 years back, before joining here as a professor, I was doing a lot of tuitions for 12th and CA classes. So there I got to know, wonderful. So, better than me, but still people come to me, pay fees and attend my classes. Now also so what I'm trying to say, there are people who cannot sit and do it. It's for example, this lecture already, I think Satyanarayana sir has already, I think, saved. If he tries to share with somebody for students' benefit, they will not take it from me for 2 hours. They'll sit for 10 minutes and they go away. So what I'm trying to say, that way, engaging customer on a continuous basis, we don't lose our relevance. That's what I feel.
Yeah, thank you, sir. One last question, sir. Sir, this data security is a challenge, you said, no, sir?
Yeah, Dr. Selvi, I think more questions will come. Sorry, we are friends. We can. I will catch up with you immediately after. We are colleagues. I'll catch up with you later. I think some more questions are coming in the chat.
No. Actually, I too wanted to little elaborate on whatever Dr. Selvi raised. I think.
Sure.
No. Actually, the World Economic Report also says that there will be huge, like 97 million displacements will be there. And in the middle, I think, while explaining, you mentioned that there will be a net benefit out of this, out of this application. But there will not be, as per the report, there will not be a net benefit. Rather, more of displacement than the opportunities will come forward. And whatever she raised, do we require so much of interference of this artificial? The extent, like to what extent? Does it mean that it has become such a necessity that we are helpless?
Thank you.
Correct, madam. Point taken. Yeah, that's right. There are people still, they write check, they go to bank, they don't use ATM. Some of my friends, they don't use ATM. They don't believe in online transactions, which is also right, of course. But what I'm trying to, having traveled so much, and we are in the, see, for example, if you ask my very personal, that's what I was sharing. I don't want this technology. I don't want light only, first of all. Sunset, sunrise, I will wake up. Sunset, I will sleep. But so that people will not embrace that idea. They will not appreciate that idea actually. So when we are in the system, when we are academicians, we have to, of course, we can debate. But Gartner survey says that net addition. But still we have to find out. See, for example, how opportunities will gather. For example, Amazon, when it came, Flipkart, Kirana stores, now they are leveraging on Amazon only. So we thought that they will vanish. But there are people who will go to Kirana store. You see, COVID, for example, laptop buying. You have to go to a store and you have to beg and so what I'm trying to say, difficult to draw conclusion, in fact, again, but we should have appreciation for technology. That's what I'm meaning to say. Appreciation for technology should be there. Job, I think, researchers, I think still, but Gartner survey is net addition to the job. In fact, I have put my mobile number and then email ID and our college website and my LinkedIn. So please catch up on this. If you are interested to engage on more discussions with me, most welcome. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. And I take this opportunity to thank Davangere University for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Satyanarayana sir. Thank you, Anita madam, my research guide, and all my professors who taught me. When they taught, I did BCom, MCom, when there was no internet. Despite all such such a constrained situation, they helped us to leverage on the academics. They helped us to understand everything. So big salute to all professors, all teachers from all levels, okay, across levels, of course. And I tell you one point, this is my one announcement. Dr. Satyanarayana and Anita madam, can I make one announcement? I have got one announcement, if you can.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, in our institution, our area, finance area, our area is made up of 19 brilliant minds from varied experiences, different learning curve. So we are planning, in fact, plan is already over, only we have to execute, of course. We are coming out with finance conclave on 31st July, that is Saturday, where we invite people from the industry corporate world. The theme of the conclave is FinTech, digital revolution and transformation in the pandemic era. That's the topic actually. I think in a day or two, we are finalizing on the flyer, first cut. Of course, I know Anita madam, of course, I know now, thanks to this, I know Satyanarayana sir and others, of course, through this I will connect with more people. I'll be connecting with you. It will be on Saturday, 31st July. Please connect with us that day. You can participate. It is morning 10 to 1. We'll have sessions from the corporate stalwarts, industry practitioners, and there will be panel discussion among the corporate panelists. And then afternoon 2 to 4, we have got case presentation and competition. You can also send 3-4 pages, small caselets written by students, handheld by faculty. That's what we are thinking. In fact, same thing we are doing in our institute as well. We take the help of students. We guide them, in fact, so that they also inculcate the research and then writing habit. When you start writing, when you start searching, of course. That's all about research. That's what I got to know from my madam, of course, who is the registrar now there. So you start exploring the things. There is nothing like right or wrong. We can't draw conclusions, so to speak. Very difficult to. That's what I cannot judge. Also, we cannot have a judgment on anything, of course. But it is explanation. Every day we are evolving. So 2 to 4, we're having a case competition. Faculty can handhold them. You can send, so that we want to come up with a publication in the fintechs and digital transformation space. Fintech and digital transformation is the theme in the wake of pandemic. So we want to write, we want to present. And again, the presentation will be done before the panelists. Again, I'm drawing my friends who are in the corporate, alumni corporate, my students. I have got good quantity as well as quality of students because of 3 decades of my experience. Okay, so they are helping, and then some of my friends, their alumni and their faculty, corporate friends, they're helping us. So they will be, we will make presentation before them. They will give us some insights from the practitioner's point of view. Then we will go for final printout. So today is, it is 23rd. In a day or two, by Monday, I'll be able to finalize the brochure. So from Monday, we'll have almost 35 days, I think Monday, yeah, I think around 35 days to the event for presenting, of course. It will be a rough draft. It will be semi-finished product. That day, let us listen to what industry experts say. And then we'll come out with, we'll do fine tuning. Your cases, you will fine tune with your students, and we'll go for publication. That's what the idea actually. So thank you. I'll be mailing. You can share it, yeah, I'll be sharing once it is ready. Tomorrow or definitely we are having at our area level. And once we finalize, again, I'll circle with the industry experts who have agreed to join, and I'll take their opinion in terms of content and the outcome of the appearance and other things, content, other things. So by Monday or Tuesday, I'll be able to mail you. So please take part in that finance conclave. Thank you. So thank you very much for the opportunity, one and all. And my mobile number, my email ID, and LinkedIn, my website of our institution, Jain, same as Business School. So I thank all the participants and then all my fellow colleagues and Davangere University great. And I really, it's a venture actually. Getting into artificial intelligence and floating a FDP is not a joke actually, because it is still it is it's an nascent stage, I should say.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is a great initiative, bold initiative, courageous and relevant and topical. So good. So thank you. I congratulate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I finished my
Enlightening us by explaining with a lot of case studies, especially that how artificial intelligence will apply in the banking industry and all. Now, I request Professor Satish will give a vote of thanks to Professor.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
You are audible.
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. Very good afternoon to everyone. I am Satish Arka, Assistant Professor, Department of Studies in Commerce, Davangere University. I deem it a great pleasure and feel privileged to propose vote of thanks on an occasion like this. Yes, what session, sir? No doubt it was an excellent session and thought-provoking session, and on role of artificial intelligence in banking delivered by you, sir. We are very much thankful for you for accepting our invitation, and you delivered an excellent talk, and which enriched our knowledge in the title like role of artificial intelligence in banking. Sir, very much thankful